maybe, just maybe, I'll create some more fucking brains. What are you waiting for?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Box of Demons, and today we are in beautiful Lavinia here in Dayz, of course. And in this video I'm going to be showing you the benefits to a new mod here on the WAF server called Base Building Plus. What it does, what it's for, and how it can make your life that little bit easier. Let's get boots on the ground. So here we are in the beautiful forest, and it doesn't matter whether it's a virtual forest or whether it's the real forest. I genuinely love being outdoors. So we've got our boots on, we've got our gloves, and we've got our safety helmets on. And today we're going to build a foundation and a couple of walls. And I'm going to show you why this mod is just fantastic for all people out there who like to build things. Now as a solo player I don't tend to bother, as the big clans always smash your base to bits. But if you want to, these are some of the items we're going to need for this new mod. We're going to be building a foundation in order to build the rest of the items, such as the wall, the roofs, the windows, and everything else that you want to. But with everything in the world of construction, the first thing we need to do is find a flat space. And by abracadabra, just like that, I've already found a flat space. Yes, this technique will work better if it's on fairly flat ground, as building on a slope or a hill means that your foundations are going to be probably dug into the actual mountain, and that's not what we want really. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to grab the Building Plus T2 kit. Now you can get these in T1 and T3, but I'm going for T2 just for the size here. Incidentally, the only difference between them is the actual size. So we click once with this in hand, and we can bring up this menu system by pressing the B key. Now you may have to set your own key in your Dayz settings. And as you can see, with snapping off with this system, it goes a little bit special bus. So we're going to click this on, and what this does is it keeps the foundation pretty flat based on the horizon line. And there are a lot of other little functions in there that we'll look at maybe in a more advanced video. So we're going to get this fairly as flat as we can, and then we're going to hold down the button, and that will put down an area that is going to show us the first stage in building our fortress. Now that the foreman has agreed and all the council have filled all the forms in, we've now got permission to start laying cement. So we're going to be needing 8 rocks at this stage. And what you need to do is, in order to put these on the foundation, if you stand on the edge, you'll see sometimes it doesn't pop up here on the left. Luckily it did for us. If you have this issue, make sure you stood actually on top of the blue foundation. Next, we have our 2 bags of mortar mix. And we can come up here, stand here, and we can drag them straight in there. Now the system for this Building Plus, later on, as I may show you, gets really rather complicated. Here on the WAF server, there will be a cement mixer, which you can make mortar and bricks, and a few other things that are coming soon that I want to talk about, but I can't, under pain of death. Kate Beckinsale's going to shag me to death.
Oh, yes,
I might tell you then.
I'm ready.
So there we go, we've got everything down there now, and it's a matter of getting your back in there, getting some peasants in, getting some Irish pikeys to come in, and voila, there we go. All we did was we held down the right mouse button and continue shoveling until you can shovel no more, until your hands are bleeding and broken. You get the idea. But basically, not the most complicated of processes in order to put down a foundation, but this leads us on beautifully to stage 2.
Just sit down, Cyrus. This tarmac's gonna last you at least a month. So it is. Give me a cricket, give me a potato.
Build the wall! Build the wall! The wall just got 10 feet higher. Yes, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be building a wall. We'll get triggered out there, you snowflakes, but these are the things that we're going to need.
The Hillary won. She had more votes. Fuck you, Trump. Not my president. Not my president.
Now, initially, we're going to get this in hand, and we're going to press the mouse button once. And what you'll notice is we get this. And we can move this around by moving our mouse up and down, and we can rotate it with the mouse wheel. The red represents the inside, which is the side that we actually build from in DayZ. So trying to line this up is not the easiest of things. So we're snapping off, you'll be able to see that it's all over the place, and we want this to be flush perfectly with the edges of our foundation and anything else in the world that we decide we want to build. So we're going to put the snapping on, and we're going to pick an option from here. You'll see these options down at the bottom. What we need to be doing is setting this to the right one. So we come through here, we can select all these options you can see around the outside, and that will automatically snap it to the thing that we're stood on. So you can see this is repositioning it for us perfectly straight down the middle, and if we had another one above, we could pick one of these options and it will snap perfectly to the item above. Now, why is this good? Well, if you remember in the old DayZ, if you wanted to build a double high wall, it was nigh on impossible. This system really does help with that. So all I did there was I clicked once with the mouse and it's placed it down perfectly in line with our foundation, and it is perfectly level. So this means you don't need to build the construction, I can't remember what it was, rope, 2 sticks and something else. You don't need those anymore, but of course these cost a little bit more money. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place a second one down, and I'm going to show you a problem that you may have when you start using this. For example, you're like, well, what's going on here? Nothing's snapping. And yet in the options it says it's snapped. Well, the reason for that is if we come through here, we can reset snapping on or off, as I've showed you before, just to double check that it's working. And there are all these options for where it's going to snap it. You may think, well, it's not snapping. What's going on? What's going on? The problem is you need to walk up to the existing wall until you see at the bottom the name Wall 1. Now, I've got all the tags off here. The reason this is not working is because I'm not close enough to the actual wall. So it doesn't matter what option I pick in here, it's simply just not going to snap. So here we are, I'm stood right next to the wall, as you would in real life. And again, it's all over the place. So we're going to bring this up, reset the snapping on, and then it's just a matter of picking through these. And if you're not quite sure, it can be quite as simple as just literally clicking these. So as you can see, that's put itself over there. So I'm going to click this once. And the blue, obviously, if you weren't sure, is just a hologram to show you where your actual wall will be. But as you can see, if we come down here and we have a look at this side, as construction manager, I think I'll approve of this. It's only 0.1mm out of flush. As you can see there, absolutely perfectly snapped to the bottom and the top. Now, you could do this manually in the old DayZ, but sometimes there was gaps in the posts, sometimes it was a little bit higher than elsewhere, and it really did become a little bit of a pain in the buttocks. So now that we've got this, you may be wondering, well, why can't I attach anything? Well, that's because we need to be on the inside. As you can see, there's no option there to put any products in there, but once we come onto the inside, now we can drag. Because remember earlier, I did say to you, we always build from the inside. So now it's a matter of filling up these with sheet iron, planks, nails, and some logs. And what we'll do is I'll speed ramp this up and show you what the actual finished wall looks like, and we can discuss from there.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
Now that we have everything in our list, it's time to get the hammer out. It's hammer time. Yes, gold baggy trousers, the sort of which I see people in Bradford walking around saying in it with fake gold chains on and going to the gym with leather gloves on. Twats.
Fucking twats.
Now that, my son, is absolutely beautiful. You don't get that at Thomas Danby Building College. Look at it. It's bloody flush. Hi-ho! I tell you what, I'll be seeing that Snow White later. I'll give her 7 up. Good God. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Look at what perfectionado that is. You couldn't get more perfect than that. And that is, as you can see at this edge here, absolutely perfecto mondo fantastico. That is absolutely amazing. We've built ourselves a square coffin here. And this is not really going to stop, you know, the big clans out there coming with 10 of them when they're on all day eating pot noodles, you know, and living in mummy's basement. Coming in and raiding your base during the day because they take shifts. So, it's I've lost all the pace in this video now. Basically, this helps you build items such as windows, doors, frames, roofs, and everything's going to be flush and perfect. It's not a shortcut to getting the items that you need, but it certainly makes building easier. If that's been of help to you, let me know in the comments box below, and I may continue and do a little bit of a more advanced video, including stairs and a few other little goodies. Thanks for watching, keep your hard hat on. I'll see you with boots on the ground real soon. Subscribe, thumbs up, and like, and all that good stuff. Bye-bye. It's getting a bit close to that bloody camera, isn't it? God's sake.